What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to this topical video, which I hope gets you through the international break without the same mind-numbing boredom that I usually feel during these windows. This video is sponsored by Surfshark, the best VPN on the market. Surfshark is an app or browser extension that allows you to change your location to access websites in other countries and keep you safe and secure from hackers. Using Surfshark, we here in Ireland can access other countries' Netflix libraries or other streaming platforms like DAZN in Spain for all those important Premier League games. Surfshark keeps you safe and private by protecting everything you do online. Everything. When your device connects to the internet, all that information is, in a way, blurred out. Surfshark is particularly useful for keeping you safe from being hacked if you use public Wi-Fi. Let's say you're in a cafe, you're at college, you're out and about, they've got you covered. Surfshark allows you to use one subscription on unlimited devices, meaning you can share your account with friends or family or that neighbour who's a little bit cheap. On top of all of this, Surfshark offers a 30-day money-back guarantee. You can also upgrade to Surfshark One, which includes the VPN, an alert system for breaches related to your data, such as emails and credit cards, and an antivirus software for your desktop. Our sign-up offer gives you Surfshark VPN for a little over €2 a month. Simply scan the QR code on screen right now or use the link in the description and enter the code Anfield Agenda at checkout. Remember, these are just my personal top 10. I'm not trying to back it up with statistics or facts. It's just from my time watching, remembering, and of course enjoying these. I was a former goalkeeper myself. It's a position I've always admired and looked out for in the Premier League. So these are my top 10 Premier League goalkeepers, and of course feel free to share yours in the comment below. So with that in mind, my friends, let's get stuck into it. Who is number 10 on my all-time Premier League goalkeeper list? Let's have a look. Number 10 is Yeni Leno of Arsenal. I do actually find making this video, there was a lot of Manchester United goalkeepers in there that I struggled because I don't like putting United players in these lists, but I have to be fair in my assessment of these things. But before we move on to all of them, let's start with Yeni Leno of Arsenal, of course. And he was a decent goalkeeper. I mean, he's in at 10 in this Premier League list. Probably deserves to be in and around there as well. A lot of people watching probably won't remember Lehmann because we have a lot of younger viewers, but he was a very good and steady goalkeeper for Arsenal and of course Germany as well. So that's why he finds his way at number 10 on my list. Number 9, who have we got next? It is, well, my idol from when he came to the Premier League. I absolutely adored and still do Pepe Reina. He was the first goalkeeper that I really remember being so good and so proficient with the ball at his feet. The way he distributed it and the way he helped this Liverpool team with clean sheet records and obviously our European pedigree under Rafael Benitez as well. I mean, I could not make this list without putting Pepe Reina in there. I would have liked to have moved him higher up the list, but I did push back on my bias of being a Liverpool fan. I do feel he belongs in there though. So at number 9 for me is Liverpool's Pepe Reina. Number 8 is Manchester City's Ederson. I don't think he is all that good of a goalkeeper from the old school point of view of shot stopper commanding his area. But he is very nimble. He does have obviously great distribution. And he has incredible balls, for want of a better phrase. He's the epitome of how Pep Guardiola wants to play and play out from the back. The move that he came in from Benfica kind of shocked me at the time, thinking, wow, this is a pretty big move for a goalkeeper who I'd never really heard much of at that point, but has been a mainstay of that all-conquering, for whatever reason you want to believe, Manchester City team. And I feel like it's only fair that we include Ederson in the top 10. So he is my number 8. Number 7 on the list is Shay Given. And this isn't Irish bias, by the way. If you're old enough to remember Shay Given in the Premier League, whether it be for Newcastle, which of course is where he had his heyday, whether it be at Manchester City or Blackburn Rovers, I believe, before then, he was just the epitome of consistency. United fans often speak about Dennis Irwin as Mr. Consistency. I would say from a goalkeeping perspective, Shay Given would have graced any team of any era in the Premier League, commanding a tremendous shot stopper, a very good leader from the back as well, a great organiser and a really good fella. I don't know what they feed them up in Donegal here in Ireland, but they've produced Shay Given, Packy Bonner and many fine GAA players as well. So Shay Given makes it to number 7 on my list of the Premier League's all-time top goalkeepers. Next up is David Seaman at number 6. Again, an old school one for many Liverpool fans. David Seaman was a very good goalkeeper. Probably the last of the older type of goalkeepers in the Premier League. Like Shay Given, very good shot stopper, very commanding of his area, a very good leader of the defence as well. I think Arsenal fans would probably like him a little bit higher on this list, but I've got to be honest in my own assessment. So David Seaman comes in, of course, at number 6. Many of you probably remember him being lobbed by Ronaldinho for England. I think it was the quarterfinals of the World Cup. A goal that he should never have let in. But I promise you, if that's all you know about David Seaman, he was a far, far better goalkeeper than that little clip played him out to be. Number 5 is David De Gea. Again, you may think to his latter stages of his Manchester United career, and he wasn't the goalkeeper that he once was. But I remember him as a goalkeeper who kept Manchester United relevant in many ways for a long time. An incredible shot stopper. Not so commanding of his area, certainly not great with his distribution, but extremely flexible. And just a really, really good, solid goalkeeper that was Manchester United's player of the season for 2 or 3 years running, I believe. He has to have a place in the top 5 of this list, and deservedly so. I don't remember the end of it just. I do remember the beginning of his journey, coming in from Atletico Madrid to Manchester United. And as I mentioned at the start, I don't like to throw flowers at United players, but I've got to be honest in my assessments, and I think David De Gea deserves his place at number 5 on this list. Next up is another former Manchester United player, Edwin van der Sar. Obviously played for Juventus, Fulham as well. And an incredible, incredible goalkeeper. Calm, reassured, could pretty much do it all. Back in those days, playing out from the back wasn't really so much of a thing. But everything he was asked to do, if it was playing as the last line of defence, commanding his area, shot stopper, marshalling and organising that Manchester United defence, Edwin van der Sar had it all. An incredible goalkeeper that would have graced any team of any era, and somebody who absolutely belongs in the top part of this list. So at number 4 is Manchester United, Netherlands, Fulham, and of course Juventus, Edwin van der Sar. Next up, number 3, Alisson Becker. You probably thought I was going to stick him at number 1, and again, I'm being honest in my assessment. I didn't want to throw too much bias towards this. When he finishes his career at Liverpool, I feel like I'll make a stronger argument as to why Alisson Becker should and probably will be a little bit higher up this list. In my opinion, as I sit here recording this video right now, he's the best goalkeeper in the world, and I don't say that lightly. He can do everything. He can play out from the back, he can command his area, he's an incredible shot stopper, one of the best one-on-one goalkeepers I can ever remember seeing. He's right up there. I would say when he finishes, I dare say he'll be in one of the top 2 positions. But right now, with time left in his Liverpool career, I have put Mr. Alisson Becker at number 3 on this list. 2 more to go. Any guesses on who they are? Well, you don't have too long to wait. Let's get into it. Who's number 2? Number 2 is Petr Schmeichel, the father, of course, of Kasper Schmeichel, and a goalkeeper that I have to say, and I hate to admit this, but as a goalkeeper growing up, him and Gigi Buffon were my idols. Petr Schmeichel was absolutely incredible. The ability to throw the ball from one half of the pitch straight into the other and set up an attack, command his area, lead his defence. Again, that star jump of his that he kind of made his own to block shots. He had it all. He was just absolutely phenomenal. A man mountain of a man as well. A real leader in that Manchester United team that was full of leaders. I just have so much respect for Petr Schmeichel as a goalkeeper, and it would be disingenuous of me not to have him in one of the top 2 positions of this list. Maybe you would have had him as number 1. For me, he was just hit down to number 2 because the guy who I've put at number 1, I think, is a machine, quite frankly. So without any further ado, the number 1 on my list of the Premier League all-time top 10 goalkeepers is, of course, Chelsea's Petr Cech. This man is quite simply insane, and I mean that in a positive way. His statistics and his metrics of clean sheets is phenomenal. Under Jose Mourinho, that Chelsea team just did not concede goals, particularly at Stamford Bridge. He's won it all. He's an incredible goalkeeper. To come back from the skull injury that he did as well, continued to perform at the top level, carried himself as a model professional as well. You probably remember when he came out to address those Chelsea fans a few years back, when he was one of the, I think, directors at the club as well. Has a little ice hockey career on the side as well, and I've always been a big admirer of Petr Cech and his ability as a goalkeeper. So for me, there was always going to be him as number 1 on this list. An incredible goalkeeper, again, one like I've said about a few of the others that would grace any era of the Premier League. and it wasn't even close. Petr Schmeichel is number 2, but it had to be Petr Cech number 1 on this list. That is my list of the Premier League top 10 goalkeepers, ladies and gentlemen. Over to you guys now. As I said, this is just one man's opinion. I'm not calling this a definitive list or anything like it, but it is my views on the best 10 goalkeepers that I've seen during my time watching the Premier League. Of course, football did exist before 1992, but we had to have a cut-off point for this, so it seemed like the introduction of the Premier League was the best way to go about it. We do want to know your thoughts, as I said, so let us know in the comment section. Drop a like on the video if you enjoy it, but most importantly, my friends, do remember to hit that subscribe button. You'll be watching this during the international break, and I will be back after my holiday sometime in and around the 13th to be back putting out live content. Until then, thank you for your support. Enjoy yourselves, and I'll catch up with you soon. Bye bye.